This is my exceptional education reflection on my volunteering this semester. On Thursdays from about 12 to 2, I would come assist Mrs. Keeley's second grade classroom. I was mostly giving special attention to a few children in the special education program. They received individualized instruction in the morning and general classroom in the afternoon. The atmosphere was pretty hectic. There were a lot of kids and not a lot of teachers. The majority of the students were Hispanic, and many didn't speak English well enough to be understood. And there were a lot of mixed behaviors towards me, when things were going smoothly and when things were not going very smoothly. While I was at Spotswood, I normally worked with a kid named Nathaniel, who has autism. But there were a couple other kids, including Elmer, Fuzia, and Jasleen, who all had trouble with English, but also attention and behavior difficulties. But I normally worked with Nathaniel. For a couple of times I was there, Mrs. Keeley was reading with everyone on what money exchange is, what producers/consumers are, and what the difference is between a good and a service. Last week, she asked me to do one-on-one assessments with a couple of the kids in the SPED program on the money exchange. I read the questions out loud, the answers out loud, and would record their answers. It really struck me how long they were going over this just while I was there, and still were so stuck on the main points. I just felt helpless, for a lack of a better word. I didn't know how to guide them to the right answers, and if I did that, would that actually be helping them? In class, we talked about all the types of environments for students with special needs. In class, we talked about an inclusive classroom, a resource room, and a separate classroom for kids with more physical needs. I saw all of these while I was volunteering at Spotswood, and I visited as much as I could. It really did surprise me how quickly the kids warmed up to me. I was a stranger, and all the kids, even the ones who didn't speak English very well, liked me a lot. I definitely had to learn how to ration my attention and keep an eye on everyone, not just a select few. I wasn't expecting to be given as much responsibility as I was. I had guessed I would have been more of a shadow and less of an equal, but I was provided a lot of autonomy and was relied on quite a bit. There were many times when I was working with Nathaniel and he would just shut down and not respond to me. I was given the choice if I wanted help or not, and I usually asked for help. I really liked having that time to just be a kid every week. It was a great escape from classes and stress. I also liked how my experience with kids with special needs was challenged and used. I wasn't just told what to do. I definitely think I became more confident and humble from this experience. I became more confident in my capabilities, but also more modest in what my skill level is. I knew some about autism, but definitely not everything. So, what did I learn from this experience? I worked there for the entire semester, and I can tell you I learned so many new techniques for working with kids with special needs, as well as kids with language barriers, which I had never worked with before. I'm going to be more prepared for when I am in the future field with kids with special needs. I'm also going to gain, I think, a really good sense of how important general education teachers are in the special education field. They play a vital role that I never understood until this experience. I value that a ton. I think the reason the project was as successful as it was because of the open communication we had in the beginning of what was expected of me and what I was expecting of them. I think that was what made it as best as it could have.
Created using Powtoon.